use the large function, it will take everything from the top of the bowl down and seal it. That means if you've had a bad day, you've thrown up, or you've got a bit of diarrhea or something like that, you don't have to clean up.
Right.
The toilet will clean itself because it's a fresh, clean bowl every time.
Sounds good. G'day, Craig and Tracy, Caravans by the Campfire. You've seen this thumbnail. We've got a brand new retrofit to end all retrofits, I reckon.
Here we... No, they smell. Can't you smell that? I can smell as soon as I get up to here.
I hesitate to say it's got some shit in there.
Obviously it has.
It could well have some. This one here has no flow. Now, I'm not sure that is the problem, but it's not looking real good. You've been going on about toilets for ever since I can remember, to the degree that we got ourselves 3 spare cassettes so that we didn't have any problem with the toilet. It's actually got a little crack up here underneath. I don't want to play around. You don't want to play around. You're investing in this mobile house to travel around the country, and all you're worried about is where am I going to find a dump point? It doesn't smell.
It does.
No smell.
You're a plumber.
There's no smell.
Bleh.
And then you get smells, and then you get weird stuff when it's hot. Anyway, we're over all of that. We've been researching every what do you call them?
Model.
Every waste disposal unit that you could possibly put in your van. The thing that concerns me all the time is if you're spending, I don't care what you're spending, $50,000, that's a big amount of money, right up to $250,000, and they still expect you to be playing around in your own human waste.
Yes.
Oh, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Just don't kid yourself about how beautiful your own toilet is till you've had a look at this one. Okay, so end of days for you, baby. No more poos. Yeah, look down there at that bottom. That is a big wad of silicone. Okay, we've got the toilet out. Have a look. Ready for the new install. Just got to clean off that silicone there, which is always a chore. We're going to show you the install. We're going to have a talk to Seb from Clesana, and you'll see how he actually put it in. Peanuts, mate. You can do it yourself. So we've got the new Fantastic. Check this out. Clesana. And I've got Seb here from Clesana. So tell us about this U-Butte toilet, mate.
So this is the latest and greatest from Switzerland. It's a Swiss-designed, Swiss-manufactured toilet. We'll pull it out here so you can see. The toilet comes with everything you need. It runs purely off 12-volt power, so there's no plumbing needed, there's no heavy infrastructure needed, you don't need to cut out anything in the wall or anything like that. It's a standalone 12-volt powered toilet. It's a welding toilet, so unlike your conventional cassette or your composting toilet, this can handle absolutely anything. Food scraps, number 1s, number 2s, vomit, anything you put into this, any kind of toilet paper, any kind of rubbish will be sealed away into effectively a medical grade barrier liner that will simply be dropped into the tray here. You can then lift out the tray and tip that into the waste, general waste. The liner itself was developed in 2009. It's a medical grade liner. This liner was designed for chemotherapy patients so that the nurses could handle their waste. Now, a small liner like this, believe it or not, will give you up to 50 flushes. It comes with one of these in the box and a pouch of wee sachets. These absorbers, these super absorbers, you throw in, if you're peeing a lot during the night, it will absorb all the liquid, all the smell, meaning that you won't have to flush every time you use it. So this will give you up to 50 flushes, but if you're peeing all night, you'll only flush once in the morning. The Swiss are genius at what they've done. They've now developed a bio-based liner. So this is the medical grade liner, but the bio-based liner will break down entirely within 3 to 5 years, meaning it's incredibly environmentally friendly as well.
People are always worried about cost. Now, obviously there's a cost with the unit. So you get this unit in and you're living a whole different lifestyle, I would imagine.
That's right. This toilet is an expensive toilet. It is a premium toilet. There's a lot of Swiss technology in here. But that technology gives you convenience, right? That's what you're paying for. You will never have to go to a dump point ever again. It requires no water consumption. So you have all the water that you have carried for your own usage, not the toilet's usage. You will never need to clean it. The bowl is a brand new bowl every time you use it. It pulls down the liner and creates a fresh, clean environment. So it makes it one of the most hygienic toilets in the market. And most importantly, you will have no chemical smells. You won't lay in bed smelling your toilet. This has no chemical consumption at all, no water consumption, no cleaning needed. All you need to do is empty the tray. So when it deposits its package into the tray, you'll simply either lift that out, or if you don't want to touch it at all, you can take the whole tray out and tip it into the rubbish.
Yes, it costs money. Yes, we made the purchase.
Yes.
Because
the other one had just broken down. It had been overused. It had been loved to death.
Less. It's about
less?
50 cents a flush.
Right, okay.
So, depending on the size usage that you use, and most people are only using the extra small or small, you will only use the large function on the flush when you're ill, when you've made a mess, because the large function, we'll demonstrate a bit later, will take everything from the lip down with it.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
I know
So
what you're saying.
you will get predominantly something like 80 to 100 uses out of a box of liners. In a box, there's 2 sets of liners.
Right.
So you'll get 40 to 50 uses out of a single liner.
Right.
That's flushes, not uses. Because remember, if you're peeing a lot in the night, you don't have to flush if you're using the absorbers.
I wasn't calculating 2 lots of bags in a box for the money, right? So that does make a lot more sense.
Makes it very good from an ongoing use point of view, because, as I said, you're never going to plan your trips around dump points. You don't think about the usage of your toilet because there are no smells, there are no chemicals, there's no cleaning involved. You end up with a lot more freedom. It's fully sealed. Because it's fully sealed, there is no air escape. Because there is no air escape, there is no odor escape.
Good.
Which means you can use it for anything, and it's fantastic for kids, potty training, all that sort of stuff, because you don't have to educate them on, number 1s here and number 2s there. There's no separation at all. So when you have a family, they can do what they need to do without fear of getting it wrong.
Okay, well, I'm even more excited now.
Good.
Let's duck inside.
Yep.
Just explain very quickly.
Sure.
I've already taken out the old one.
Yeah, you've done a lot of the hard work for me, which is great. So, in the inside, you've obviously removed your old cassette toilet, which is fantastic. Now, that leaves us with this hatch here, your bracket, and the holes for the cables and the plumbing that were there before. Now, we can use those holes to run the thicker cable that's needed for the toilet. It does use 22 amps for a few seconds, so we will need to upgrade the cables. But luckily, we can run these cables with a conduit through the water hole. And then we can use the data cable and send it through the hole that you have for your existing wiring.
That sounds good.
The toilet has 2 options for a base. You've got the L bracket base, and you've got the round socket base. Now, the L bracket base is predominantly used for retrofitting. In some cases, it will actually cover up the hatch. Every model is different, every van is different. So in this case, it's not going to cover up the hatch. And what we're going to have to do is fabricate a backing plate to cover up that access panel. We'll do that off-site. And today what we'll do is install the toilet as if the backing plate is there. So we'll mount this in place, we'll put the monitor either into the back wall or more likely into the side wall in this case, because there is a nice space there and there's a cavity behind. And that cavity actually leads through into the area that we've got to run the cables anyway. So what we'll do is we'll pass the cables underneath in a conduit, come back up into the cavity behind, and then we'll run them through to here and connect them to this bus bar with a 30 amp fuse.
Here's what's happened as a result, right? No more wasting of water in the van. No more trips to dump points.
That's it, gone.
No more smell.
No more chemicals, don't have to buy them, don't risk running out of them, which is a frequent occurrence sometimes.
You're not dealing with, if you get a bout of diarrhea, for instance,
Yeah.
or you've got a family van, everyone's sick, they're spewing up,
Yeah.
you know, or vomiting, right?
Yeah.
Into the toilet. If you do that into a composting toilet, there's going to be a fair bit of cleaning up to do.
Well, yes, it just doesn't cope well with that.
And the other thing, as a guy, sitting down to go to the toilet, do a wee in that little hole in the front, what's that about?
Well, you aim better.
So, anyway, all these
get with
toilets
the
are a
program.
compromise. Now, I'm not saying any of the other toilets are bad. It's just this one is superior from a lifestyle point of view, right?
So what I'm doing here is I'm just removing the locking plate. The locking plate allows you to access the bottom of the toilet where the electronics are, but it also allows you to push the toilet back and remove it from its base entirely. And this will allow us to swap bases. So we don't want the round socket base. We're going to pop this onto the L bracket.
Right. What's the maximum weight this thing will handle?
150 kilos.
All right.
So you'll be all right, I'll be all right.
So I can keep on the beers for a little while.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
Drinking responsibly, of course.
Yeah. You can go full strength for a while. You don't have to go with the minis.
Top with the install. There you go, fully in there, mate. So we've got a little composite panel.
Yep.
What did you call that?
That's,
What is it?
It's made up of
CNC?
foam core, and we've CNC'd it out of foam core.
Right.
So it's 100% waterproof, 100% mold resistant. It's got obviously a laminate edge to it and a aqua panel front. So it's fully waterproof, no issues at all.
Anyway, yeah, so that's all good then. So we'll check that out in a minute when the electrical connection's done. And we're looking forward to it. So we're going to head off next week and we're going to test her out. So this is it?
So this is it, it's all installed. You've got your back panel there, you've got a few spots of glass cleaner while that just dries up, then we can wipe that off.
Yep.
So now what we're going to do is just show you how to set it up for the first use. So I'm going to go down here, I'm going to shut the lid, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to press and hold the reset button. That will then bring up a timer clock. Now this is going to weld and cut the first time, so it will take about 90 seconds because what it's going to do is seal the liner for the first time and chop off the excess so that we can make sure that there is a full 100% seal there.
Right.
The unit cannot do anything unless the lid and the tray is fully shut. If you disturb the lid or the tray, for example, if you've got kids who want to play with it, they cannot get hurt because the whole thing will immediately stop the moment I open the lid.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, safety first.
Yeah, I never really thought of anything from a safety point of view, but that's quite a good idea, isn't it?
Got to be covered these days, and they've thought of everything. You know, the Swiss have ensured that there are safety mechanisms in place so that it can never do the weld process, never heat up, whilst there's fingers or toes or any other things in there that you don't want to be in there. That's why the lid has to be fully closed. Seconds, it's now doing the cut function. Once that is finished, I'll be able to open the tray and show you that the first seal is good. They do this little excess trim off so that you can inspect it. You know, it's a trust thing. After a while, I'm sure you won't bother inspecting it, but it's nice to know the first time you seal it that it is fully sealed. So it's an 8 meter long tube of liner.
That's fine.
And obviously it needs to seal the first time, and then thereafter it will weld and cut. So every third usage, it will automatically cut the bag because it doesn't want you to have to deal with a big pile of stuff.
Right.
It wants you to be able to conveniently pull a small amount of stuff out and throw it away.
2 or 3 bags.
That's it. So as you can hear now, it's just pulled down the new bit of liner, and it will vacuum it open. That's what that fan is there. That's the only time you'll hear a fan. And as you see, you've got a fresh, clean bowl every time.
Right.
Now in here, we've got our little bit of excess that it cut off from the first use. As I said, this is for us to inspect and see that it's a full seal. As you can see, it's a full seal. So now we can use this with confidence. We can put liquids in there, solids in there,
Right.
food scraps in there, anything we like in there. And all we're ever going to do is shut the lid like you would at home,
Yep.
and press either the small or the large flush function.
Yep.
So pressing the flush once will give you small, twice will give you extra small, once will give you large, twice will give you extra large. Now, you'll never really need to use extra large. That's more for the medical industry.
Yeah.
The small and extra small is predominantly what you'll use. The large occasionally when you're ill, because when you use the large function, it will take everything from the top of the bowl down and seal it. That means if you've had a bad day, you've thrown up, or you've got a bit of diarrhea or something like that,
Yeah.
you don't have to clean up.
Right.
The toilet will clean itself because it's a fresh, clean bowl every time.
Sounds good. So do I have to turn this thing on every time I get in the van?
No, no.
So it's on forever?
The unit will, as you'll see in a couple of seconds, the screen here will go blank.
Yep.
So at the moment the buttons are lit up because we've just lifted the lid.
Yeah.
In a few seconds that screen will go blank.
Yeah.
And the unit is effectively in standby mode. It's using almost no power at all. Once you open the lid again, you'll reactivate the screen and you'll be able to see everything that's going on.
Right. So that 26, does that say 26?
That does, yeah. It says 26 because it's averaging out the bag use. Because it doesn't know when you put the liner in whether you're going to use small, extra small, large, extra large bags.
Right.
It averages out to 26. Now what you will find, you'll see there actually, that's a good thing. The screen has now gone off completely.
Yeah.
So unless I lift the lid,
Right. Then it
the
comes
screen will be off at all times.
So 26, that's been calculated because it would have had to bring a fair bit down
So
to do that first seal, would it?
No, no,
Is that-
it's 26 because it's averaging out all the different bag sizes. Now, what you'll find when you use it is if you do an extra small flush, you may find that it doesn't actually count down each time.
Right.
It's calibrated itself. So when you flush, you'll see it will, if you're just using the extra small and small functionality, you might get 2 or 3 flushes before it actually counts down again.
Right.
You will get 40 to 50 uses out of a single liner using extra small or small.
Yeah.
And obviously if you use large consistently, you'll get less. If you use extra large, you'll get even less. So, you know,
That seems like a big bag, extra large.
look, as I said, it's more for the medical industry because it was designed to come right over the top of the seat.
Yeah.
So when you have people with communicable diseases,
Yeah.
they can sit on the plastic and the whole plastic disappears with the flush.
So all I have to do then, really, is is there anything that tells you that that's full? Or is it just your own awareness?
Yes, of course. The screen itself,
Yeah.
if you just go onto the screen there,
Yeah.
if I open the tray,
Yeah.
you'll see that the tray section of the screen is lit up in red.
Right.
That's notifying you that there are bags in there that need to be emptied.
Right.
So anytime there's an issue, you'll see when I lift the lid section goes red. When I open the tray section goes red. So no matter what you do, the toilet and the screen will tell you what's going on.
Right.
It's very difficult to mess this thing up. You'll find it very simple to use because it's as similar as a household flush.
Yeah. So all I got to do is pull out a couple of bags, chuck them in the car, and
That's it.
when we're driving past somewhere, we just get rid of them.
Yeah.
It's installed.
It's great. There's so much more room in the bathroom.
We're out here in the bush. We've been using it 3 days,
Yep.
right? 3 days.
Getting used to it. I stuffed up the first use of as because I didn't listen to all the instructions.
Look, you don't have to be a Harvard graduate to operate this thing.
Well, I thought it was finished, and then I realised that it wasn't. Finished the cycle of sealing, and then we had to read.
You're one of those people, though, that you say, read the instructions carefully. Here's how you operate it. And you go, yeah. And then you go, it's not working properly.
I have since learnt well, at least that was the first time, and I have learnt how to use it. I haven't had a stuff up since, so it's been good.
So it's in and it's cranking. And I'm
the
going to show
toilet
you.
seat's way more comfortable than the other one, isn't it?
Oh, the toilet seat is
Yeah,
comfortable. And you know
it's
what?
really comfy.
We
that
have-
was it. I didn't expect that. That was
Yeah.
unintended consequences.
If
there.
I'm like anyone out there, and I'm sure there are people out there, when you sit in that little cubicle or the little space for your own toilet, and you've got to wipe your backside, you don't always have the leg room, the manoeuvrability. There's not necessarily the space there in all vans, right? Some vans are palatial, they've got heaps of space. But generally, the average van, it's hard work.
Yep.
So I found straight away when I sat on it, I could move my knee to the left. There was enough room.
Oh.
So the wiping bit of it, piece of cake,
No, okay.
was excellent.
Okay.
Not that you want to know that, but I'm giving you a
I
practical...
think they all want to know that, but anyway, apparently they
No, but
do.
you've got to have practical example. There's no use just getting on here and saying, oh, yeah, it's terrific. And, you know, it is sensational, but there are practical benefits.
Yeah.
We've noticed too, water consumption in the van, nothing.
It's gone right down.
It's made a big difference. So I don't know how much water, like those 20 to 30 litre containers of wee, you're getting rid of those every 2 or 3 days. That is quite an amount of water. We always wondered where our water was going. Maybe it was going in there. But less water,
Yeah.
no smell whatsoever.
Yeah.
Super convenient.
Yeah.
Yep. It is just terrific. So you've seen the install. I don't know what you think about it, but it's the answer for us.
Well, we did. We looked at all of them, and this is the one we came to. So,
I don't want to play around. You don't want to play around. You're investing in this mobile house
yep.
to travel around the country, and all you're worried about is where am I going to find a dump point?
Oh, it's constant. It's like you're on WikiCamps, you're on the Dump
Where's
Point
the dump
Australia
point?
app, you're always finding one.
Where's the water point?
Oh, yeah. It's like, it's hard work.
Can we
sometimes.
go off grid and stay there for 5 days? Because I've only got one cassette.
No, that's not happening.
Don't do any wheeze in the toilet, go out in the bush. Right?
It
'Cause
defeats the purpose of having a toilet in the van.
I just don't like that. Caravanning is compromise already. So to make that less, and yes, it is a big spend.
It is. But
Right.
it was on the mod list. It was always on it when we had the van, but we were just going to see how we went with the chemical toilet. And, yep, over Christmas and that, as soon as we got into heat, yeah, I was contemplating 5-star hotels there for a while. Okay, so well, you still got some kind of running costs with this, though. You got to buy bags.
Yep. You do have to buy bags.
You have to buy bags, but then the same thing. You've got chemicals. You were doing some math on that. I don't know how that worked out. Craig was doing toilet math. You know, like girl math, toilet math.
Well, so you can not only go to the toilet in it, but you can put scraps and that kind of stuff. And it's no different to getting rid of your nappies if you think of it that way. So spending that kind of dough, you just got to weigh it up. We've had our van, it's 4 years old, and we're thinking, oh, do you upgrade or don't you? And when you come to think about it, upgrading these days is $40,000, $50,000, $60,000.
Oh, 70,000, some of them.
I just can't even cope with
70,
that.
80 grand.
I'd rather put into the DM, the diesel muncher, that much worth of diesel, so I can travel around forever.
Yeah, we're travelling a long time on that one.
That's your decision. So we're looking at that thinking, no, I'm not spending that kind of money.
Yeah.
I reckon a budget of $10,000 would up-spec our current van, including this toilet.
Well, yeah, that's but the most expensive one. That's always been at the top of the list. And
That's the one big
the
thing.
most expensive mod that we were going to have to do, or maybe not.
Yeah.
But we eventually worked out it had to happen. So
I can't really find a toilet that is the incinerator version that you're going to get successfully in your van.
retrofitting it in.
It's certainly
Yeah.
dearer than what this one is.
Yeah.
And consumes more power. And I just don't know about it, but you can pay $5,000 to $7,000, $8,000 for that kind of product.
Yep.
Anyway, this one, if you're interested, we saw it at the Sydney show. We reached out to them. We made a deal to get this toilet in. We paid for it, but they have given us a code, so you get a discount. We don't get any discount, only you get the discount. So if you enter that, you'll find it in the description. If you're interested, go ahead. If you're not, buy something else. All we can give you is our experience. We've come to this conclusion, and I'm super excited.
Oh, I know you are.
I'm going to go and get the bag. I'll tell you what it looks like when it's done. There's different sizes. Extra large. Is that when you go?
Yeah.
Why can't we show the bag?
No.
The people out there want to see the bag.
Well,
Tell me about the bag. If you want to see the bag, I'll show you. I'll make a short and show you. But it's like this giant garbage bag, and it's sealed off in sections. When it gets to 4 or 5, just cuts it off, puts it in the bottom of the toilet. You've seen all that anyway.
yeah.
But I tell you what, you can fit nearly everything every time you go into the extra small bag. Well, chemical toilet, you buy your chemicals for $20. You buy
No,
all
it's
your
more
other,
than that.
You buy all your other chemicals to clean out the system and that kind of thing. I don't know, there's a price for everything, but I'm sitting there thinking 50 cents. And the good thing is they have these tablets, right? Which aren't that expensive either. You put them in the night and it absorbs and takes the odour away. So you don't have to
Seal the bag.
seal the bag. You know, if you're someone out there that gets up several times a night, you put one of these tablets in, you keep going to the toilet all night, no smell. You get up in the morning, go to the toilet, and you just hit the button, seal it off.
Yeah,
So that's quite efficient.
that's good.
You can put your other scraps in it too. Like, you know, when you're cleaning up the dishes and that kind of thing. I'm not saying you don't put cans and that kind of stuff in. You put the stuff that's biodegradable in there. Very convenient. Anyway, we love it. Check it out. Aren't you excited? You've waited all this time
Well, I
to
have.
get
I've
this,
had
buddy.
to wait forever to convince you. And then the toilet helped me along by breaking down.
I need to be convinced of most things because people tell you anything.
Well, I did threaten 5-star hotels but didn't stop smelling, and that sort of motivated you a bit quicker.
You talk to everyone. Just don't kid yourself about how beautiful your own toilet is till you've had a look at this one. Because it's just like home now.
Yep.
Terrific. Push the button, go. Take it away. We've had no problems yet. And if we do, we'll let you know. Righto, let's go. Let's get on with the next mod. What's that?
I don't know, going through your mods video.
No, I don't know. What's my mod? What's the next mod?
Your TV, Brad.
TV from the roof. I've finally done it. Wait till you see that. So like and subscribe if you want to see stuff like this. Yep.
Yep.
Did you check out that cub? The new cub? That was a great experience.
Yes, it was.
Anyway, have a look at our channel. See if there's anything there that interests you. Okay, see you next time.